guys, my name is Luna and today I'm going to share with you
7 things, not 8.
I wish I knew before I got my bird. Whose name is Birdie right now, and I don't know, not DNA'd yet, so I don't know if it's a girl or boy, so Birdie it is for now. So number 1, the first thing that I wish I knew is how friendly a conure or any bird species can be to humans. I got him in a stormy afternoon, and then that night he started cuddling and then making these cute noises and just sleeping in my palm. And that's amazing. I never really knew that birds could do this, but it's also because when I went to the pet store multiple times, I made sure that I found a bird that was actually right for me and that liked me since the first contact, pretty much.
Are you sleeping? Oh, nice birdie. Yeah? Yeah? Come on. Yeah?
On to the second thing. The second thing I wish I knew before getting a bird is their noise level. Their noise level really depends on their individual personality. I know a lot of bird videos, if you watch other ones, you will hear people talking about, oh, it really depends on the personality, about how chatty they are, how friendly they are, if they're child friendly or all that. But it really do depend on their personality, because for a lot of the other conure owners I talked to, like when I was trying to buy a bird, I talked to a lot of breeders. All of them were saying that, oh, if you have 5 roommates, maybe a pet bird isn't the right choice for you. But eventually I went to my local pet store, as I said, 5 times, and I actually found him. It's because he is actually just really quiet. He's just really quiet, not that chatty. So it really depends on their personality, on how chatty they are, if they will have constant mood swings. That's a really big thing with birds too. So yeah, it really depends on their personality. The third thing I wish I knew is their mess level. The amount of mess that they make is pretty amazing. First of all, starting from how they eat. The way they eat is that they pick something out of their bowl, they chew kind of with their beak and their tongue, and then they'll shake their head like crazy, like literally like shake their head like left to right, and then they will shake off the excess of the food on their mouth, which creates a lot of mess. So when they eat, definitely for sure have a lot of paper towels around. And why I have these paper towels around? Not only because he was eating before, but also because he poops.
So yeah, as you can see, when they're eating, I usually surround their eating area with paper towels, so when they do poop, it would just land on the paper towel and not my desk.
As you know, birds poop a lot. So what I do is that, as you know, they can be potty trained. However, accidents will still happen. So what happens is that I set a timer on my phone for 7 to 10 minutes. Starting from the first poop that they take in the morning, I set a timer for 8 minutes. I take him out to play, and then by the time the alarm sounds, I put him back into the cage and I say poo poo. I say poo poo. Until he poops, I take him out, and then it really creates this positive reinforcement, and he eventually learns to potty in his cage. However, as I said, accidents will eventually occur. So where they like to poop is also a thing that really depends on their personality. For example, my bird never really likes to poop on me. If he wants to poop, he will fly to somewhere else, poop, and then fly back to me, which is awesome. But of course, that's not really going to be the case with every single bird. So yeah. Another really messy thing about birds is their cage.
So here's my bird's cage, and you can see at the bottom, that's only 3 days of mess.
I change the bedding in their cage about 2 to 3 times every week, and it still gets pretty messy with poop and food. Especially if you have toys that has paper in them. Oh my god, they will tear it up like crazy. So the fourth thing is that how much they can eat, and especially if you're getting a smaller bird, that is crazy. The amount that they can eat, it will scare you for sure. For my bird, he is approximately 8 weeks old. So being 8 weeks old, I used to have to mix the formula, but then now I'm trying to wean him. What I do is that for the dry food and the clay and the vitamins that I got, I mix them all together and then add a little bit of lukewarm water, and I mix it up, and then he will eat it like that. So how much they eat? They eat quite a lot. Like quite a lot. So they poop a lot too. So most importantly, what I wanted to say is that with smaller birds like Birdie, If you buy them from a pet store, they might not tell you if they're fully weaned or not. If you're buying a bird between the ages of 8 to 12 weeks, they could still be in the process of being weaned. Like, so they are not off formula yet. So they might not tell you that. Because in my case, what happened was, so I got my bird first night. He was so kind. He does not make any noises. He is super cuddly, super nice. Second day, he starts to yell a little bit. And I was wondering, oh, maybe, you know, he just wants to get my attention in the morning, because I know birds could be a bit chatty in the morning and at dawn. However, he started screaming louder and louder throughout the day, and then he started biting me very hard, which is also another sign that he is telling mommy he is very hungry. So I did not know that he was not fully weaned. So by the third day, I took him back to the pet store and I told him, I think maybe he is not fully weaned yet because he barely touched his dry foods. I brought him back to the pet store. They tried to hand feed him and he was starving. So I went back and actually got more formula and I started hand feeding him, and eventually I got him weaned. Lesson here is actually know if your bird is fully weaned or not. Buy some formula maybe just in case if you see that your bird is not really used to eating dry food. So yeah, learn from my lesson. The fifth thing I wish I knew is that if they are child friendly or pet friendly or not, because else than my birdie, I also have a cat, a dog, and a hamster, and I'm taking care of my friend's cat. So I have 4 other pets in the house right now. So with all these other 4 pets, they're actually getting along pretty fine. It's just that my dog is crazy for the bird and my cat is pretty chill around the bird. But of course, once again, it really depends on your pet's personality. If you have other pets, especially if you have a big dog that is very energetic, really be careful, because your dog can actually eat the bird. Like, I'm not even kidding. They can actually eat the bird. The 6th thing I wish I knew is how much they like to bite things. At a young age, they will try to bite a lot of things where I can say anything that they see. So, especially your hands. If you can see on my hand, I have quite a lot of scars over here. So with biting, there are many types. You have to understand their body language to know which type and why they're doing it. So they can either be hungry, they can be aggressive, or they're just trying to stabilize. So with stabilizing, since they only have 2 foot, they need to stabilize where they're going with their beak. So they try to hold on to you with their mouth, with their beak, and then step onto you. So for those, they won't bite very hard, and you will know that. So for the aggressive biting, you'll actually tell that they are very actually aggressive, because they will jump around, flap their wings, and all of their body language will show that they are really agitated. And also for biting, because they're hungry, it's kind of like chirping. So chirp, and then while they are chirping, they will actually flap their wings. So every time they chirp, they'll flap their wings a little bit. Not fully, but just a little bit. So that actually means that they are starving. And if you already have dry food out and they're still saying that they're hungry, that probably means that they're hungry for formula. So to the things that they can buy anything. So your phone, your paper, anything that they see. My bird especially loves to bite phones, especially my case, because it is kind of rubbery. My bird will bite my phone like very aggressively, but I tell him no, so he knows to back off. What I do when they start biting is that I tell them no, move them away, and I give them paper to bite on. So paper is what I can let them bite on, and on my desk there is this area that they can stay and play at. So it is their play zone. So I let him understand that he can only play in this one area, and whatever I put in that area, you can bite. You can play with whatever. And the 7th thing I wish I knew is about their safety issues. So with birds, they not only have very sensitive respiratory systems, but they can also not see windows. So that's a thing a lot of people already know with other birds, but parrots, of course, as a bird, they're the same. They can't really see windows. So if you have a drop-down window, like a very large window, they might crash into it sometimes. If they want to go outside, they will crash into it because they can't really see, they can't really tell it's there. So try to avoid that from happening. And also, with a very sensitive respiratory system, they can be harmed by all sorts of VOC, which is volatile organic compounds. So with VOCs are things like paint, are things like even cooking. So all of these fumes or smoke that are off-gassed from all these activities will actually harm the bird. Where is he hiding? Ooh, okay. So with all of these things, they can actually harm the bird. Don't smoke anything, don't put anything on that has really strong smell around your bird that will actually harm their respiratory system or even kill them. So yeah, be careful with that. So that's it for this video. Ooh, a pretty bird. That's it for this video, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.